All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another health update. Now, this one, as you can see from the title, is about a little thing called a colonoscopy, which I had to have. And let me tell you, it was quite interesting. It was a pretty interesting experience, and I'm going to tell you all about it. But before I do, if you could be so kind as to please click that subscribe button, maybe give me a thumbs up, maybe leave a nice comment. That would be really appreciated. All right, let's dive in. Colonoscopy. Wow. I didn't know anything about colonoscopies until I had to get one. And it's a shame because it's something that's really important that everyone should know about and should get done. And contrary to popular belief, it seems that it's something that a lot of people think, oh, you must need to be old to need to get one of those or something like that. Newsflash, no. The polyps and things that can grow and happen can happen to anybody. Anyone could get hemorrhoids. I mean, a hernia. Oh, wait, hemorrhoids. That's the one. Hemorrhoids. I mean, it's not limited to people who are old. The stigmas around colonoscopies, your bowel, bowel, getting your bowel screening and all that stuff, is related. It's important. Get it all done, dude. Do your bowel screenings. Get a colonoscopy. I highly recommend it because let me tell you why. From experience now, I'm talking as someone from experience. I did not, even when I seen the blood in my stool and stuff, even seeing that, I felt normal. You know what I mean? Like physically, like if it wasn't me freaking out about blood in my stool and, this freaking vertical still mystery, black stripe on my toe thing, my kidneys at 50%, I had a lot going in my mind. So, I'm freaking out thinking all this stuff, man, maybe it's all related. What's going on? You know what I mean? All this stuff is going on. It's all happening at the same time, or at least it appears or feels to be happening at the same time because, suddenly just getting things checked and doing all these things. And so, it's all happening, right? So anyways, the colonoscopy I had, well, before we start, let me tell you what a colonoscopy is in case you don't even know what it is, because I didn't even know what it was until I got one. Colonoscopy is they take a camera, they put it on this like kind of tube type thing, and they basically stick it up your a-hole, and it goes through your intestines, your bowel, your colon, and all that stuff. It goes through your all through that, and it looks for things that shouldn't be there, right? Like things out of ordinary, like polyps. Those are really bad. They can grow, they can happen, and if they are not removed, they could develop into something very bad that starts with C, which you guys know what it is, and that's not good. So you don't want to not be getting this stuff checked. You don't want to not be getting, these things done. And, it's just a good idea to freaking make it part of your, routine every, couple years or so, Listen to your doctor. Your doctor will tell you their recommendation as to how often you should get it done, when you should get it done, should you get another one anytime soon, or all that stuff. You'll be in the loop, especially if you find a good one, which I did. My doctor, my team, they were amazing. Absolutely amazing, especially this being the first one I ever had. They made it feel just so much easier to get through. And I made the brave decision to get it done without the anesthetic, the twilight sedation, that stuff, that, leaves you all like, right? I didn't do it. I was like, because they gave you the option. I mean, you had the option. They don't tell you, but you actually have an option, guys. You don't have to get the twilight sedation. You could be awake for the whole procedure. And they have a big screen, a big freaking monitor where you can see what's going on. You can actually see inside of your body. You can see inside everything. And I got complimented, by the way, because apparently I did my prep right, so let me explain. So before you can get the colonoscopy, before you can get them to stick the tube up your a-hole, you've got to do the prep. You got 7 days where you've got to change your diet. Basically, for most people, you might not have to make many changes, but things like anything with seeds, you have to cut out your diet. You can't have any fiber, which was a surprising one for me, because I think everyone thinks fiber is good. It helps you to go regularly, and I thought it assisted the system, but apparently not before getting the prep. They don't want you to have any fiber. So no fiber, no seeds, no peas, no corn. These things can get stuck, and they take a long time to digest. Sometimes they get hidden, and it can mess with their equipment and damage it. So, and it can also make it obstrude their vision. So if there is some stuff, they might miss it because some of this crap is hiding it. You know what I mean? So you got to cleanse your whole system, and you take this liquid. Now I had to take 4 liters of this stuff, right? So for everyone back home in the States, don't ask me to tell you how many gallons that is, because man, I don't know. I just said it's liters because that's how they presented it to me. So I'm just calling it liters because that's what they said. 4 liters. I had to take 3 liters the night before the operation. So wait, leading up to that, so you got 7 days, right, of prep. The first 6 days, basically, a simple way is 6 days, you're basically eating things like, you can eat a lot of things, surprisingly, that you would think you wouldn't be able to, but basically you could eat pizza. Like, I'm serious, my place, okay, maybe every place has different rules or guidelines, but my particular place, I could eat pizza. I could eat freaking chicken tenders. I could eat fried chicken. I could eat freaking French fries. I could eat white bread, like, as long as it wasn't freaking multigrain, no wholemeal, wheat, all that stuff. But as long as it was like just plain with no seeds, nothing in it, you're good to go, man. You're Gucci. So you can have pasta. You can have freaking rice. Like, you got a lot of options. Pretty much, like I said, for most people, you can eat what you've probably already been eating. Like, I buy these frozen vegetable things that they come in this pack, and they've got like broccoli, cauliflower, and like corn or something, carrots and corn or something like that. And I had to stop eating those just because of the corn, which is really weird, right? Because you're like, corn, like, okay, can't eat no corn. So I started eating. I just found a different pack of them that has just the same things but without the corn. And other than that, like, everything else that I would normally eat, man, I was eating. Like, it wasn't really that drastic and that scary. Like, a lot of people make it sound like. I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, eating's gonna suck for 7 days or 6 days. So anyways, you go 6 days. Just make sure you don't eat the things that they said. And also, you can't have anything red. You can't have any red Jello or red Kool-Aid. Anything red, you can't have it because it might interfere. It might, they're looking for blood type things and all this kind of stuff. Like, it might, they might not be able to see what they need to see. You know what I'm saying? So, can't have that kind of stuff. Of course, you can have like soups, but you got to strain it. You can't have just your soup like with the chicken noodle soup, the chicken. You got to strain all that stuff out and just have the broth on the last day. Now, leading up to that, like I said, as long as you don't got no seeds and peas and like little things like that, you're good. So that was just the main thing, was just avoiding things that had that. So a lot of people like to have their oatmeal, and they have like all these different little grains and like different little things, that seeds, nuts. Can't have nuts, all that stuff. You just can't do it. So anyways, you get to the 6th day. Now this is where it gets crazy. On the 6th day, which is the day before your actual colonoscopy, the day before, that's when things get serious. Okay, that's when things get really serious. So for me, I was told, okay, you can have basically you could drink pretty much anything as long as it didn't have pulps in it, you know, like orange juice. You can have the pulp, no, none of that stuff, obviously, right? Anything that could be like, you know, seed like in nature, small annoying things you can't have. So you could have soup, but it had to be completely strained. So more like you had to have like a broth, like, so like maybe like a tomato soup, but make sure it was, you know, strained, didn't have any chunks. Or no, you couldn't have tomato soup. Sorry, take that back because it's red. Oh, well, could you have that? I don't know. You can have chicken noodles. Stick with the broth stuff. You can have broth stuff. Just avoid red on the day, okay? Just avoid anything red. That's just the best thing to do. Like, you might be able to have tomato soup, but I think you just should avoid anything red just in case. That's my understanding. So anyways, I didn't have anything. I just went into fast mode, man. On my 5th day, I just had a really good, well, the 6th day, I just had a really good meal. And then I was like, I just went into fast mode, right? Sorry, not 6th day. 5th day. 5th day, I had a really good meal, right? That last night, the dinner on the 5th, I ate really good, you know, just got a nice feed, you know what I mean? So I wasn't hungry or anything like that. And after I finished it, I felt hungry still. So it was like, okay, I'm not supposed to eat anymore. At a certain point, you can't eat anymore, right? And then the next morning, you're supposed to start hardcore on day 6. And I just went, screw it. I'm not going to have anything. I'm just going to drink liquids and just make sure I have electrolytes. My liquid of choice was water, because I drink water. That's what my normal thing is. I just drink water all the time. That's my drink these days. That's what I drink freaking literally 99.99999% of the time. If I'm not drinking still water, I'm drinking sparkling water. If I'm not drinking sparkling water, I'm drinking still water. Every blue moon, every, like, literally maybe once every 6 months, I might have some apple juice, like, you know, some orange juice randomly here and there. Like, I used to be a big juice drinker. I used to make fresh juices all the time and drink them. But lately I've just been water, man. I've just been doing water. Water has just been my thing. So tons of water. And I just made sure I had some alkaline water. If you guys don't know, that's good for you. Get some alkaline. Make sure it has electrolytes. And that's what I was doing. I was having water for electrolytes. That's what I had until 6. So at 3:30 p.m., they wanted me to prep up my drinks, the liquids that I needed. Like I said, so you're gonna have 3 liters the night before, and you're supposed to. For me, it was supposed to be 6:30. I start drinking them. So 3:30, I prep them, put them in the fridge, all 4 liters. So 3 liters for that night and a liter for the next day. Put it in the fridge so it's ready to go. And then at 6:30, you're supposed to start drinking until 9:30. Right at PM. This is 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And I was running late. Now, if they happen to see this video, I apologize. I don't want to know if I'm adopt myself in or not. For I was late. I was running really late, like really late. I was way later than I was supposed to be. I'm kind of embarrassed to even say how late I was, but maybe I should tell you just so you know that. If you happen to be in a situation where for some reason you're running late and they've told you 6:30 to 9:30, don't freak out if you end up freaking not starting to drink till like 10 o'clock at night until 1 in the morning. I mean, just try to get that 1 liter per hour, because that was the thing they wanted. You know, you got to drink 1 liter per hour. So within 3 hours. So 1 liter at 9, 1 liter at 10, 1 liter at 11, like that kind of situation. You know what I mean? So 9 to 10, 1 liter, 10 to 11, 1 liter, 11 to 12, 1 liter, that kind of scenario. That's how they want it. But they wanted me to start at 6:30 until 9:30. Now, and then, you know, things happen sometimes. Because there was a lot going on, man. Like, this was very surreal. Like, it's a lot of getting organized and getting yourself pumped up for it, because it's scary. You're getting, and you have to drink all this stuff, and drinking freaking 3 liters of water. I mean, of this liquid stuff that you never had before. Mine was orange flavor, and to be fair, my orange flavored one was actually pretty good. I don't know what people were talking about. People were making it sound like, oh, it's horrible, it's salty, it's really sweet, it's this and that. My orange one that I had, not that bad. I might actually, I don't know if I'll put it here, I'll put it at the beginning of the video, but I do have a little picture of that, what it looks like, the brand I used and everything, so maybe it could be helpful for you. If you request that one, get the orange and you'll be fine, dude. It's literally like orange Kool-Aid type of situation. Like, that's what it's like. So, orange Tang. You guys know Tang? It's like Tang. It's like if Tang and Kool-Aid joined forces. And then also met his friend Orange Fanta that was flat. That's what it tastes like. So anyways, I had, screw it, I'll just tell you guys because it doesn't matter. I've already done it. And yeah, I was running late. I did not start drinking my stuff until like 10 o'clock at night. And I was drinking until 1 a.m., right? And I thought I was immune to the thing, because when you take it, it's supposed to make you like go to the toilet in a way that you've never done it before. Like, you've got waterfalls of liquid flowing through you. Like, I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, it's like turning on the tap. It's like, and it's coming through your a-hole. Lots of just waterfall action. Dude, like, just like nothing you ain't ever seen before. It's crazy. And you've got that going on for an extended period of time, and even after you stop taking this stuff. Like, so for me, what happened was, the first hour, nothing happened. Nothing. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh, man, I thought this was going to be way worse. And ain't nothing happening. I was getting nervous, because if nothing comes out, that means, oh, crap. Now what, right? Nothing happened. Literally, the second hour was almost over before it started having some effect on me. It took like 2 hours almost before things started happening for me. Seriously. And then once it started happening, though, then it started happening. And then, like, you know, but still, that being said, it wasn't like crazy over the top that you can't handle it. Like, I think anyone can manage it and handle it. You know, like, but just don't plan on going to sleep. I could not sleep. I didn't sleep even a second. I had zero sleep. I attempted to lay down, because after 1 a.m., and that's probably why they want you to go earlier, to be fair. You know, you have a better chance of it slowing down the process, you know, after a period of time. But for me, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., every time I try to lay down and just close my eyes for a little bit, oh, gotta go again. It was like that. So 5 a.m. still, 6 a.m. still, 7 a.m. You know, so it was like, okay, sleep ain't happening. I literally just gave up the thought. I was like, well, I guess I'll have to just wait till after the procedure to think about sleep, which didn't happen. I still didn't even get any sleep after that happened. But so then you wake up in the morning, allegedly you're someone who's going to go to bed at a normal time, wake up, like, have a nice sleep and wake up. I don't see anyone having a beautiful 8-hour, 6-hour nonstop sleep cycle. I don't see it happening. So 8:30 in the morning, I was supposed to start and smash out another liter of that stuff. I had to smash out another liter of it. So I smashed out another liter, and freaking, that was just rough. After having that 3 liters, only like about 6 hours before that, I'd only finished my last of that, and then having it to smash out wake up, which I was already awake, but you know, you didn't have to smash another. And then my appointment, so 9:30 I finish, and then you can't have anything else after 9:30 till 12:30. You can't have it. My procedure is supposed to be at 12:30, and you're not supposed to have anything else. No more liquids, no more nothing. You can't have water, you can't have nothing. So you're still going to toilet. You're trying to trying to figure out how you're going to freaking get there without having to go to the toilet every second. Like, It was very interesting whole thing, man. And like I said, see, for me, I drove myself to the facility. I drove myself home because I did not get the twilight sedation. So the reason you can't drive yourself home and there and all that is if you have the twilight sedation, you can't do any of that stuff for like 24 hours or whatever. You got to get someone else to take you and watch you and all this stuff. I was like, I'm watching myself drive myself there because I ain't watching nobody else drive me there, because that would have given me more anxiety than I needed. Because, you know, I'm sorry, you know, there's some good drivers in the world, I'm sure, but I don't trust you. I drive myself. If I don't have to freaking get someone else to take me, I'm taking myself, man. I'm hopping in my car. I'm driving myself. So that's what I did. And just so you know, I did have a friend come as a support person, and I'm thankful to that friend. So shout out to you if you're watching this video, because that was cool to have. My friend stayed and made sure I was good, you know, came out the surgery good, all that stuff. Like, my friend was the last person left in the whole place. Everyone else was gone because guess what? So my procedure is supposed to happen at 12:30. They were like 2 hours late. 2 hours late. Now, think about this for a second. 2 hours late. And look, hey man, it happens. Like, it is what it is. It's one of those type of situations because you just can't put a time on this procedure, you know, like everyone's going to be different, everyone's situation is different, and sometimes they have complications, you know, sometimes things happen, and it is what it is, so you just got to deal with it. But I wasn't expecting it personally. I was like on the day I was kind of like annoyed about it, you know what I mean, because I'm like, I've never done this before. You know, you're trying to pump yourself up and build up your you know, your freaking you know, get rid of that fear factor in your mind, you know, like because you know, especially when you know that you're not taking any sedation. So I had to pump myself up because I was like, man, what, like, you know, I was like, some people said it's there's little pain and this and that. One of my friends saying, oh yeah, it hurt, it was painful, it was all this stuff, and I'm like, oh crap, you know. But I don't know, man. I was like, I'll be fine, you know, I'm someone who, you know, tattoos, piercings, you know, I thought if I can handle that stuff, man, surely I'll be fine. Let me tell you, so anyways, yeah, you're just 2 hours late, and then you still have the effects of the toilet situation, you know, and all that stuff, and it was just, it was a bit interesting having to wait that extra 2 hours, let's put it that way, because you just want to hurry and get it done and over with, you know what I mean? So having to wait another 2 hours, but it is what it is. So anyways, I went in there, and first of all, they complimented me. They said, wow, your prep, you've done it so well. Like, dude, I got like a gold star. Like, they were so proud of me. They were impressed, actually. They're like, man, like, you've done such an amazing job. Like, I wish everyone would clean, like do a good job prepping as you did. Like, I was like seriously, I would have been like their poster person for prep perfection. Like, poster person, prep perfection, quadruple 4P. Forget. Okay, anyways. But anyways, they were very proud of me, and that made me like, wow, that's cool. First time, and I did a good job, so I'm proud of that. And that's my point. This is what I'm saying, that if you're running late with the whole thing, just do it. Just don't freaking worry about the time. Just go ahead and do what you're supposed to do, and it'll be okay. I won't say it's fine for everyone, but for me, it worked out fine because they were complimenting me how good everything was. Like, they said, best prep ever. Like, they were really proud of me, really happy. And apparently, allegedly, they had someone who was earlier in the day, at some point, maybe the reason why I was late, I'm getting mine done because someone didn't maybe allegedly potentially do their prep that well, maybe allegedly. So anyways, just make sure you do your prep, guys. Just do it. Follow the instructions that they give you. If you do exactly what they say, you're not gonna have any problems, in my opinion. Maybe you will, but if you can follow it to a T, I don't think you'll have any problems. So anyways, I'm awake. I didn't take any of the Twilight, so I'm laying there. I'm looking at this big screen, 4K resolution, like right smack. I mean, this close to me. Like I'm laying here. I'm laying, and the screen's like this, dude. So I'm seeing the inside of myself in like super high depth resolution. I'm like, holy crap! And it was crazy to see inside of you, like that's inside of your body. And mine was so clean. I was impressed too. I was like, wow, I've got a really clean inside. My was one of the cleanest of any. I mean, it's just really clean. It was just sparkling. Like, I mean, if Trump was saying it's one of the best, it's the best I've ever seen. Nobody's gonna go. All right, forget it. Anyways, so yeah, I can do a better Trump impersonation for you guys who are new and watching this. Just don't judge me on that one, though. All right. Anyways, let's get back to it. So I'm laying there, and it was cool, and a cool experience to be able to see inside like that. I gotta say, I hope this thing is not like gonna shut off or something. It looks like it's. Hopefully the audio's okay. But yeah, like it was just such a cool experience to be able to see inside of your body like that. What a treat, what a real treat. And then it wasn't fun when suddenly I seen this huge thing that wasn't supposed to be there. Come find out it was a huge polyp. I had a huge polyp. Polyph, I think how it's spelled, something like that. But yeah, polyps. It was a huge one, dude. You could see it on the thing. It was huge. And he goes, "Oh, we got a big one here." And but he was still able to remove it on the spot then, which is good. I didn't need to get surgery, like a separate surgery for that. He was able to remove it then, which was good, because otherwise I would have had to book in another time to go to surgery and get them to freaking just cut, do it that way, whatever. So they were able to get rid of it, and they showed it to me, and it was huge, dude. It was like this, like it was huge, and like that, and like that, like it was gigantic. They put in a little plastic thing to send off to get tested, right? And there was 2 smaller polyps as well. So they moved a total of 3 of them. One, the huge one, and 2 smaller ones. And then they also said they seen a little bit of minor hemorrhoid situation happening. They saw minor that as well. So other than that, apparently, everything else seemed to look okay. And so they sent it off. The doctor said to me, he said to him, and he's an expert, he's been doing it since like 1990. Well, I don't know. He's been doing it for a long time. Anyways, he's doing it for a long time. Could be longer, could be around that time. I don't know. But he's been doing it for a long time, long story short. He's very experienced, super experienced guy. One of the guys who, like, you want to do it because they've got, like, the freaking credentials behind it. Like, like I did research on him, and this guy is legit. Like, and he was the director, like, of the facility. He was the head dude. You know what I mean? So you want to do your research. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you find the right person. And if you have the right team doing the procedure, then, it increases the chances of them finding what they need to find, getting rid of what they need to get rid of, and not having any further complications or anything like that. So just do your homework. Make sure you go to the best, most reputable place that you can go. That's the way to do it. Like I decided to go private. I didn't go through the public hospital system because, for starters, if you go public, you're in this waiting queue. Like I'm still literally getting the letter from the public hospital. They said, "Oh, you'll be good news. Sometime within the month, you should be able to get your procedure done. But if some other more people come and the blah blah, then it could be pushed back and all this stuff. So it's not even a guarantee. If you, they say within a month, and turned out for me a month later, from when they first sent the first letter, and I still hadn't been even given an appointment to see the nurse to start it. Like I nothing yet with them still to this day. And I've already had it at the private, was able to have that procedure done at the private and done now. Like I had it on Wednesday and now we at Saturday. I've recovered, and my stool is finally back to normal. Everything is just kind of looking good. The doctor said to him, again, experienced guy, so I'm hoping that everything is as he said, because to him, he said it all looks benign to him. Even the big scary one, he said, looks like it's benign. So hopefully that's all good. But they still send it off for testing just in case. And so we'll find out the results of that at some point. And so yeah, so colonoscopy, my first of many more to come in the future, because once you've had polyps, the chances of you having them again in the future increases. So that's kind of scary. So you have to get regular. My doctor said my next time would be in 3 years to go back again, unless something happens where need to go sooner. You know what I mean? Like for example, if I start seeing blood again or something like that, then obviously you go sooner. You don't wait. All right, sorry about that, guys. I was like, what? So yeah, so you don't wait. You just but they tell you, your doctor will tell you, everyone's situation is different. The guidelines and everything will be based on your particular situation. So but yeah, so it was more, as far as pain goes, I wouldn't say it was painful. There was a couple points where it was like, oh, like that kind of feeling. But I would say there's like a certain kind of discomfort to it, because obviously you've got they're pushing water in through your system, and there's a couple S-bins like in your small intestine area. Like there's a couple really tricky areas, and some of them just blow air instead, but they were using like a water system, which apparently they said makes it easier for it to get through. And there's a couple areas where it's like, oh, like there's a couple like, oh, but it's more of a pressure. Like there's a pressure that's built up inside of you when they're doing this. And so you feel the pressure, and you don't have any nerve endings or something through your colon or something like that. So when they were cutting off the polyps, you don't feel it. Actually, it was quite crazy to see them cutting this thing out of me, and I couldn't feel it. And then they burnt it, and I see smoke inside of me, smoking, that they freaking sealing it up to make sure it doesn't keep bleeding, and then they also then put a clamp on it. And I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm not feeling this. This is crazy. Like, it's just blowing your mind. They like this like metal kind of rope hook thing where they put this metal thing around it, and then it's crazy. It was really, really cool experience. Like I highly suggest everyone at least once attempt to do it unsedated, because you will actually really find it just incredible. The technology of what's happening inside, like being able to just view all this happening, it's insane. Like it's insane. It's incredible. Like when it's kind of funny, because a lot of times I think about like I go, man, I feel like we're behind schedule technology wise. Like I feel like we should have more advanced technology, but then when I think about it, when I go to something like this, I'm like, man, that was freaking like, that's actually okay. Yeah, that's some technology type of stuff happening there. Because think about like freaking back in the old days, man, 15th century, 16th century, early 20th century, like they couldn't do this stuff, right? Like they weren't doing this stuff. wait, 20th century, 19th century, 19th century. Um, you know, just any. My point is, like back in the day, they didn't have cameras that they were sticking through you and all this stuff and being able to cut it in real time and do all that. Like it wasn't that kind of. So I mean, it's actually pretty remarkable, and getting this done could save your life, and that's the reality. So I highly recommend that you, if you've been putting it off, if you didn't know about it like me and didn't even know about it, it was something that you should be maybe considering to just have done, freaking just have it done. It doesn't matter how old you are either, like, have it done. Freaking, you'll be happy you did. And even if you turns out nothing was wrong, the experience itself is worth it. Like, just being able to see inside of your body like that is worth it in real time. I'm sitting there in real time watching this happening. It's crazy, man. I mean, still, like, just, and there's a couple points though, and once it started, and it's like, oh crap, did I make the right decision not getting sedated? Because I'm like, it just feels crazy, dude. Like, you feel the pressure build up, you can feel it happening. It's a kind of a discomfort type of situation, but it's bearable. Like, you can tolerate it. Like, it's doable. It really is. Like, you just gotta. The first time I think is the hardest because you don't know what to expect. So I think that's what it was for me. Is like, this is the first time I didn't know what to expect. So it was a new sensation, right? Having something going up throughout your insides like that, and the pressure build up, like, you know, and you're just, it's a new experience, man. So of course you're going to be a little bit like, and they had a whole team, man, like, it was crazy. Like, shout out to not only the doctor but the nurses. Like, they had, like, there was like 5 or something like that, nurses, you know, or doctors / nurses. I don't know if some of them might have been doctors as well, I don't know. But the main guy, doctor guy, like, freaking just, he was so good. And the cool thing about it was he explained everything. Like, so the whole process, he was telling me things and I was helping him. He said it was actually kind of a plus that I was awake through it, because I was able to tell him stuff and help him. And he was like, he said, I might get you to help me through the procedure. I was like, wow, okay. So he's like, put your hand here and help hold up your bowel and stuff like that. He was like, and just push pressure and push up like that. And so I was helping. It was pretty cool. I was helping to make it happen and stuff. And the nurse is like, that's my job. Because apparently, see, in Australia, where I'm at the moment, they actually don't do, I mean, they do sedation. As like most people will do the twilight sedation. They don't get many people who don't do the twilight. Pretty much everyone does it. But if you were to go to Japan, I used to live in Japan, beautiful country, awesome place, and guess what? They don't do sedation there. If you were to go to Europe, most places in Europe, guess what? And I've lived in Germany and some other parts of Europe, very beautiful, very awesome. They don't do sedation. They don't do it. China, they don't do sedation. So I don't know what that's saying about the people who are doing sedation. I'm just saying. But yeah, some places don't do it. Back home in the States, you can have the choice. You know, you can get sedation, you can get no sedation. I've seen both case studies. You know, I've seen like the accounts of people who decided no sedation was the way to go for them, and I've seen the people who sedation was the way to go for them. I saw people who did sedation first, and, you know, like, when I say seen them, like the testimonials and their, you know, story and stuff and videos, testimonies and whatever. And there was people who said they had sedation, and then the next time they decided to not do it because the sedation made them feel worse than the actual procedure. And some people said there was more pain just even getting them to stick the needle in for the freaking twilight. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, so there was more pain from the sedation itself. More pain from the sedation itself. So yeah, look, teach their own. I think everyone's experiences, like I said, is different. Everyone's situation's different. But some people swear by sedation. Some people swear by not getting it. So that's a personal choice that you're able to make, depending what country you're in. Maybe someplace you can't, but you should be able to make that decision in most circumstances. So choose what works for you. But I highly recommend at least once you try it without. Just do it. Like it was cool. It was really cool. But yeah, then you finish up and you recover, and then you go home, and then you get back to eating like normal and doing all your normal stuff. First 24, 48 hours, take it easy. You know, don't go crazy. Don't do anything stupid. For like 2 weeks afterwards, you can't fly or something like that. And I think they also said you can't go interstate or something, like out of state or something, for like a week, or I don't know. They had some rules about some stuff, but yeah, just take it easy. In other words, just be careful, you know. And pretty much that's it. So yeah, that's kind of the main part of my update, I guess, because that's really what the big thing was, getting the colonoscopy for starters, and getting that. And so we'll wait for the results. We'll see what those results say. Hopefully they match what the doctor said and it's all benign. I still don't know about my toe. I think I'm going to have to get another doctor. To the other one keeps saying to him the thing looks benign. I don't have another appointment with him till July, but I think I'm gonna go to someone else sooner. And the only way to really know for sure is to have them cut, you know, do the whole toe operation thing where they're gonna cut and get like a sample out so they can send it out. And apparently it's a very unpleasant procedure to have, you know, so I don't know, we'll see. And because it still looks exactly the same, I still have the same black stripe. It hasn't gone away. It's still there. It's exactly, and I don't know. So, the one doctor believes it could be just melatonin. So I don't know. Anyways, my kidneys, I don't know. I've got to have another blood test for my kidneys to see if they're still at 50% operating, or if that number's gone up, or what. So that's another blood test I already have the referral for. I just have to go do it. So I've been waiting until I was more hydrated, because I think the last time I was very dehydrated. So I was trying to just find the right time so that I can rule out it being dehydration as to why, you know what I mean, just to make sure. So I've got to get that blood test, probably get it next week, I think, or something like that. And yeah, anyways, I'll keep you guys posted. But you know, let's just say, so far, you know, kind of the colonoscopy, as far as the colonoscopy goes and everything, so far it looks positive. So we'll just stay positive about everything, and just hopefully everything turns out to be positive. And we just, like, positive as in good, like not positive as in positive, but like, you know, like not I mean, sometimes you can't use the word positive and negative and it mean what you want it to mean, can you? Because it could mean the bad thing. So hopefully everything is Gucci. We can say Gucci. And so far everything seems to, as far as the colonoscopy goes anyways, and things like that, seems to be Gucci. So let's just stay positive. I mean, let's just stay Gucci. Anyways, you guys know what I meant. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Everyone who's been supportive, everyone who sent me messages and continue to send me best wishes and everything. I appreciate it. And I will keep you guys updated with the health journey and everything like that. But anyways, for the moment, and I said it before, and I apologize, guys, like I thought I would be able to just dive back in and just start uploading tons of new videos and stuff like that. But this has been on my mind, man. It's been weighing heavily, all this stuff. So easier said than done, you know. Like, I need to be in a certain mindset and feel a certain way, like to do videos, because otherwise I'm you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be sounding all gloom and doom every time I get on, you know. Like, I want to be myself. I want to be my happy, telling the best jokes you've ever heard person, you know, super entertaining, funny, you know, just keeping the vibes happening, keeping you guys smiling and happy. I prefer that energy, that good energy, you know. So anyways, hopefully now maybe I can get back into a more regular routine with my content, and everything can get back to how it was, and hopefully everything can be good, and we can just yeah, we can kind of, yeah, just, you know, just stop having to stress about this stuff so much. You know, maybe we could just dial it back a bit. Be able to focus on some more happy stuff, more Gucci stuff, if you know what I mean. So, all right, thank you guys. I appreciate you, and yeah, I love you. As always, remember to enjoy to the fullest. Keep it off tap. Off tap out. So to practice, I couldn't even snap my fingers.